Welcome all to the Gemeinhardt Musical Instruments Showcase 2012. Yeah, NFA.
In Las Vegas.
In Las Vegas, yeah.
But as soon as she was able to reach, you know, she wanted to play a real, you know, straight flute like Mommy does. So she's playing on a traditional flute now, but for her it's like...
Well, you know something, Nina, if you water the small ones, they actually grow.
But, you know, I always, growing up, thought of Gemeinhardt as sort of your first flute. But now I'm starting to recommend the step-up silver flutes to my students, and I even sometimes have college students now who are coming to me and saying that they need a silver flute, but they don't have the budget for a $10,000 flute. And one of the things that I feel very strongly about in my teaching is that I never want to pressure my students to buy a flute that's out of their affordability. I don't want my students burdening themselves with a lot of loans, especially since a lot of them are already taking out a lot of college loans. So we always try to work with each family to find a flute that will give them a great result in their own budget. And so now I'm turning a lot of my students and having them try out the Gemeinhardts. And it's working out really well.
That makes so much sense. Would you do us the great honor of playing something?
I can do a little sample. Today I'm playing on a Brio. Which one is this one? This one is a B20. And I also really like the Gemeinhardt. It's the all silver. What is it called?
The 3SB?
The 3SB. That's the one I think I keep playing.
Yeah, the new generation.
The new generation 3SB. I've been playing that one quite a bit too. So I thought I would just play a little something short so you can hear me playing on this Brio today. I'm going to do one movement of the Serenade for Solo Flute by Philip Glass, and I'm going to play the entire piece on Sunday morning at 11 o'clock, but this is just a little preview.
Teaser.
Yes, exactly.
And Raphael.
Yeah. This is the, I play on the Seaman Storm, and it's come in very handy for me because I just started playing with the Washington Redskins marching band. And I became a football fan. I'm a huge football fan, and when I retired from the military in 2003, I called them to see if there would be an opportunity for me to play the band, because I'm a big Redskins fan. Hope there's no Dallas fans in the room. Anyway, so they didn't have room at the time, but just a few months ago, the opportunity came up for me to join the band, and I thought, oh great. And then I told Jennifer about it, and I said, help, I'm going to need an all-weather piccolo, and this piccolo is fairly new, just within the last couple of years, and I'll tell you, for the price, it's really darn good. And what Gemeinhardt means to me is that while we already have offer good products, the company has a vested interest in always continuing to make them better and better. And I love the people that I work with, and that really, really makes it for me. I have a little sample of a piece by an Australian composer, Ross Edwards, called Okira.
flute, but I had plenty of friends who played Gemeinhardts, and a lot of my students, as you were saying, start on Gemeinhardt flutes as well. What really brought me to the company, though, was the vested interest that they have in music education and really helping, the schools and the teachers to have the tools and the resources that they need to help their students as much as possible, from fingering charts to the Gemeinhardt Interactive CD that they put out 5-6 years ago. They're just really invested in music education. And as far as what Gemeinhardt means specifically to me as a performer is that they do make a really high quality product, and I have this beautiful voice with which to express my life passion, which is music and especially the piccolo. And what I'm playing on is a Roy Siemens limited piccolo, and I've played on this for the past decade. A relatively new part of it, however, is the head joint that we've now come up with the wave style head joints, so you should come and check those out. Available both on the Storm as well as the Roy Siemens Limiteds. I'm going to play just a very brief slow movement from the Piccolo Sonata in F major by Telemann. And I usually choose to play these slow pieces when I have just a moment to showcase the piccolo, because I want to show how beautiful the instrument actually can be played. Man sounded beautiful too. It's a slower piece. Foot and mouth.
I am honored to be in the company of such great flutists and piccoloists and beatboxers. Talk about taking it outside the box. This guy to the right of me, Greg Pattillo, really had an amazing rise to fame. Thanks to modern technology and YouTube, which enabled the world to actually discover Greg's style that he has developed, and now performs worldwide and teaches. And by the way, thanks for being our rhythm section on Broadway.
That's my business.
In a few minutes, I'm going to get the jazzers here. We're going to do a little jam together. But before we do that, can I ask what Gemeinhardt means to you?
Absolutely. Not only has the internet been integral to my kind of rise or whatnot from total obscurity, but I gotta hand it to the Gemeinhardt team and the company for being behind me every step of the way. This is my 5th convention as a professional. I hadn't really attended any before that, and that's all because of these guys. These guys are bringing me out to these conventions. If you've seen me out here, it's because of them. They've given me an awesome flute. My favorite tagline of these, well, I like music in life too, but passion is something that means something to me. I play very passionately, probably more passionately than polished. It is my favorite thing to get out there and just blow my mind and try and blow other people's minds and just really put my lips to the metal and play. They've given me an amazing flute, amazing opportunities. They've handmade me a flute. I'd love to show it to you guys later. If you guys stick around, I'll show it to you. It's really one of a kind. This bass flute is totally awesome too. It's going to be showcased a little more in the bit here too. But I just really want to give it up to these guys for making it all happen and getting my music out to you guys. And thanks for being fans.
Yeah.
Sure. Yo, so I'll do something on this flute. I've been playing a lot of this bass flute lately, and it works great with ensembles, but I'll give you some classic sounds on this flute. Maybe you've heard some stuff from this guy on YouTube playing some beatbox flute. Hopefully that was me. But darn it, if I have it my way, there'll be legions of us out there soon enough. And we'll all be making crazy sounds together. So here is just, I don't even know what it's going to be.
Oh my gosh. These new t-shirts, by the way, are completely awesome. And this little scan thing, what do they call it? Oh, okay, thank you. I'm older than all of you. I'm older than the president for
But we unveiled the new website. I don't think that's supposed to be a secret anymore. And if you actually take your smartphone and whatever you do with it, I haven't tried it.
Scan Greg.
So, Ernesto Fernandez, you're the newest member of our family.
And a baby.
Yeah, and a baby. That's true. What does Gemeinhardt mean to you?
Well, like Ali said, I just joined this amazing family back in January. I had the privilege of sharing stage with Ali, and I met Jennifer, and they brought me on board. And I didn't grow up, just like Christie, I didn't grow up playing at Gemeinhardt, but a lot of my students now that I teach are on Gemeinhardt, and they completely love it, and I suggest it to the new ones that I start teaching now. And like Greg mentioned, it all comes down to passion. With me, I do classical, I do jazz, I do Latin music, being from Cuba originally. And down in Miami, I'm from Miami, Florida. And now there's blind community. That's one of the biggest communities in Miami, and it's all about Latin music. And to me, I'm very passionate about the music, and through Gemeinhardt, it's something that I can express. I love their instruments. I've been trying them out all morning. And I also love that they're very into getting better. They're great people. It's like a big family. And to me, that's one of the most important things, not just being talented, but being great people overall, great human beings. So I'm looking forward to continuing with the company and see what the future holds. It's very exciting. So to be here.
Would you care to maybe treat us to some kind of Cuban
Let's see. Can you keep some Latin beat or something?
Latin beats? What do you want?
You know, Latin, you know.
Yeah, like.
Something like that. Yeah, that works.
is exactly the feeling that I have working with all of you and Gemeinhardt. It's like coming home. And when I was growing up, I grew up in a musical family. My father was a professional jazz guitarist. I've always been on the dark side. And by the time I was 11 years old, I knew that I was going to be a flute player and most likely a jazz flutist. And when I was 11 years old, I had already graduated to my first Gemeinhardt flute. And so, of course, for me, with all the years that ensued, coming back home to Gemeinhardt has meant the world to me. And I've been doing this for a long time. I remember back in the 70s, I was working in Vegas, actually, with James Moody. And I was in my early 20s, my very early 20s, okay? And I actually, one of the hotels we used to work was the Flamingo, which is across the street. And Vegas has changed a whole lot since then. But anyway, I never in a million years dreamed that I would be here at Caesar's Palace in 2012 with this wonderful group of elite flute players, and actually playing my own autographed Ryerson Ronald Rio flute. That I know I still can't believe it. But anyway, about a year and a half ago, Dave Perlove, the president of Gemeinhardt, asked if I would be interested in helping to design my own line of flutes. And I said, I don't know, I'm not sure about that. 30 seconds later, I said yes. So anyway, over the past year and a half, I've made several trips out to Elkhart, Indiana, working with the flute technicians there, and in essence, helping to create my dream flute. And of course, the series is going beyond to the alto flute and who knows where from there. And everything from the action to the key placement to the scale, and of course the head joint cut and the sound and everything about it really has been tailored to my every wish. And it's quite amazing. And one thought that occurred to me just the other day was that music is all about communication. I think, we know that. Any performer knows that. And it seems to be a rare thing when that communication extends to the flute maker, the artist to the flute maker. And that is exactly what I have found with Gemeinhardt. And to be able to actually talk to them and say, and practically all of us have actually visited the factory in Elkhart, Indiana. And so it's not just that we're figureheads or something for a company. We're actually involved. And they ask us, as flute players, what do you think of the instruments? What can we do to make them better? And I think that is the mark of an excellent instrument company. And I was just thinking, why don't we do a little jam here? Okay? All right?
beginning, Jensen.
I love it. So I was just wondering, there's one person we haven't asked about what Gemeinhardt means to him. Dave Perlove, what does Gemeinhardt mean to you?
Put me on the spot. Well, you know, for me, it's a little bit different, but for me, it you know, means so much more because, you know, I started at Gemeinhardt when I was 18 years old. So, no gray hair, you know, no family then. So, you know, I go back and I raised my family on Gemeinhardt. So, everything I've done, everything I've accomplished, you know, it's been Gemeinhardt. So, it, you know, and even deeper, you know, all the people there, people that work there, clear out to the factory, you know, you grow up with them, you know them. So, there's really passion there. You have passion for the company. And what I see is that for me, coming up through it the way I did, you know, I worked it from the factory floor up. And so for the passion that I have for Gemeinhardt and for Gemeinhardt to succeed, you know, then you take that and you know you do that through the music. So it's a little different angle than, you know, the artist comes at it from the music and the passion and then through Gemeinhardt to accomplish that. And we're really getting to the same place, but it's a little different way to, you know, get there. So for me, it's just, it's truly, you know, in my heart, there's a passion for it. And it goes all the way back. You know, it's not just someone stepping in and saying, hey, I'm president of the company, naturally I'm going to say I got passion for it. No, there's real passion and desire there, you know, for it to succeed and to continue to help and grow, you know, the music education, you know, help other players do what these people have done, these artists have done here. So.
Thank you so much, Dave.
We love you.
Thank you.
I got you.
Well, why don't we play one last ensemble number?
All right.
And this is another arrangement modified from the, what's for you? This is Flight of the Foo Birds, written by Neil Hefti, arranged by Christie, who is now actually the jazz chair for the NFA. One, two, one, two. everybody who enters the exhibit hall. The route to Gemeinhardt, the booth, is, I think we have breadcrumbs.
Oh, Reese's Pieces.
Reese's Pieces. And they're red.
So come visit us at the booth. We'll be at the booth. I know a lot of us will be there 4 to 5 o'clock today, tomorrow. Come if you want to ask us any questions.
Yeah.
Some people are even taking out their flutes and saying, hey, I'll help you with this.
Yeah.
You know, we're there. We're happy to meet you, talk to you. We also have cards at the booth that you can pick up and download a free MP3 from a website. There's some t-shirts, so come check it out.
Right.
See you there.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you guys. Have a good convention.